CBS 4 News.
Live at 6:30, case cracked. Police say they know who was tossing pumpkins onto cars.
A teenage birthday party ends in gunfire.
Pumping up. Just as gas prices drop a bit, a commission recommends boosting the state's gas tax.
Halfway home, marathon runners get ready for the big race by running half of it.
We begin with breaking news in Fitchburg. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken McLeod.
And I'm Kate Merrill. A Fitchburg teenager is under arrest tonight after a deadly shooting at a Sweet 16 party.
Just a short time ago, police arrested 17-year-old Xavier Santiago, the suspected gunman. Robin Hamilton is live in our newsroom. She joins us now with more on this breaking story. Robin?
All right. Well, thank you, Ken. Well, Santiago, who is just 17 years old himself, is the alleged gunman in this particular case. They believe he is responsible for open firing at a family celebration that ultimately killed one person and left several others injured.
As soon as I heard the shots, I went to the door, opened it up, and there was all you could hear was a bunch of people like screaming and yelling.
The screams and the shots jolted neighbors from their homes last night after a teen's birthday party at the Sima Hall in Fitchburg turned violent.
I'm in shock. I'm in shock. This is such a quiet, peaceful neighborhood.
As hazmat workers cleaned up a bloody scene today, eyewitnesses say this is a stark and sobering contrast to how the hall looked earlier.
I've never seen the hall decorated as beautifully as it was last night. They had arches with balloons. They had every chair, every folding chair was decorated.
Reports have stated the family affair turned violent after someone was asked to leave the party. While shaken members of Sima Hall tried to restore order on the outside, others admitted that healing from this will take much longer.
You know, the sad thing is we can fix that. The family will never be able to fix what happened today.
Santiago is being charged with 3 counts of assault with intent to murder and 1 count of murder. In the newsroom, Robin Hamilton, CBS 4 News.
All right, Robin, thank you. 2 men are behind bars tonight accused of throwing pumpkins off of several overpasses in Central Mass. Wesley Garrett of Shirley and Matthew Gogan of Fitchburg face several charges, including assault and battery with a dangerous weapon. All of the pumpkins were tossed off overpasses along Route 2 in Harvard, Phillipston, Littleton, Westminster, and Templeton, hitting cars and injuring 2 people. Police say they are still looking for other suspects.
Yes, they were all together in a group. There are still 3 outstanding people that we have warrants for. It has happened quite a few times in the past, and these types of crimes are very difficult to solve in and of themselves.
Garrett is being held on bail while Gogan is awaiting bail review.
For the second time in a week, vandals have toppled tombstones at a Civil War-era cemetery in Pembroke. It seems that when city workers went to the Briggs burying ground on Friday to fix damage done on September 30th, they discovered the culprits had made a return performance. In all, some 80 headstones were either smashed or tipped over, some more than 200 years old. Police say they also found 2 crack pipes at the scene. If you have any information on this crime, please call Pembroke Police.
A newborn baby boy is in critical condition tonight after being abandoned. The child was found wrapped in a towel this morning on Braden Street in Roslindale. Police say the placenta was still attached to the child. A Hispanic or white boy was born within the last 24 hours. Anyone with any information about this child or his mother is urged to call police.
With their legal path cleared, a same-sex couple from Rhode Island today made the leap. They tied the knot in Attleboro 2 weeks after successfully fighting to allow gay couples from Rhode Island to marry in Massachusetts. Wendy Becker and Mary Norton fought a 1913 law that forbids out-of-state residents from marrying in Massachusetts if their home states wouldn't recognize the marriage. They argued Rhode Island law doesn't specifically prohibit gay marriage, and a judge agreed. However, the ruling has no effect on whether Rhode Island or any other state must allow gay marriages on their home turf. Meanwhile, later this month, the Episcopal Diocese of Massachusetts will vote on a resolution to stop performing marriages of any kind. A group of Episcopal priests says the gay marriage debate has intensified concerns over officiating at weddings. Under their plan, Episcopal marriages would be done by someone like a justice of the peace and then blessed by the Episcopal clergy.
Controversy on Capitol Hill continues to grow surrounding the Page email sex scandal. And while Republicans are trying to do their best to apologize, Democrats are putting on the pressure. The question now is, how big an impact will this all have in November? Tracy Strahan has more.
This is the question of protecting these pages.
Trying to salvage an election only 30 days away, Republicans hit the Sunday talk show circuit, hoping to take the glare off the Mark Foley page scandal.
The dirty laundry in our conference is gone. His resignation was demanded within hours.
Representative Adam Putnam was a last-minute booking on ABC's This Week, taking the place of Representative Tom Reynolds, who abruptly canceled. Reynolds is running for re-election in New York and admits he was told about, quote, odd emails sent from Mark Foley to a congressional page.
Even so, I reported what I had been told to the Speaker of the House. I trusted that others had investigated.
With that, Reynolds added his voice to the chorus of Washington insiders who say Speaker of the House Dennis Hastert knew about Foley's actions, some believe, as early as 2002.
I think anybody that hindered this in any kind of way, that tried to step in the way of hiding this or covering it up, is going to have to step down, whoever that is.
For the buck stops here.
Hastert accepted responsibility last week, but insists he won't give up his job because he says he only learned of the Foley scandal recently. 52% of Americans aren't buying that, according to a just-released Newsweek poll. They believe Hastert knew about Foley's inappropriate behavior and tried to cover it up. A House Ethics Subcommittee has launched a probe into who knew what and when, while the FBI is running a parallel criminal probe. Tracy Strahan, CBS News.
In Fall River today, an emotional dedication as the Bay State unveiled its own memorial to the victims of 9/11. The monument at Battleship Cove was designed by the victims' families and will serve as the state's official memorial site. Funding for the project was provided by the state, the Mass 9/11 Fund, and more than $20,000 in private donations from Fall River businesses.
Well, are you sick of the high gas prices? Well, get this, they may be about to go up again. According to the Boston Globe, an influential state commission is expected to recommend a 9-cent increase in the Massachusetts gas tax. To make matters worse, they're also recommending a reinstatement of some tolls to help pay for the state's transportation costs. They've scheduled to vote on final recommendations on October 18th, which would then have to be approved by the legislature. Coming up, a massive meat recall may have been an overreaction.
Hear what the plant's owner is now saying about the so-called tainted beef.
Well, he's paid to protect a Hollywood power couple, so why is Bradgelina's bodyguard in hot water tonight?
We have a beautiful holiday weekend underway. It's going to get even warmer tomorrow. You better enjoy it because we do have changes coming up for the upcoming week. Details in just a few minutes.
Closed captioning of CBS 4 News is brought to you by your New England Saab dealers. Once you've built jets, you don't just build another car. Saab, born from jets.
Watch Lisa Hughes and Jack Williams weeknights at 6 and 11.
Welcome back, Teddy. What can I get you?
The crowd pleaser.
Sorry?
The crowd pleaser.
One more time.
The crowd pleaser.
The crowd pleaser meal from Papa Gino's. A large and small cheese pizza for $15.99 plus toasted ravioli, cinnamon sticks, or a salad free.
There goes a crowd pleaser.
Yeah, but who's the guy in the brewski shirt? Papa Gino's, the family pizzeria since 1961.
Hi, I'm Christy Myhouse. I'm running for governor, and I'm going all over Massachusetts telling everybody about Proposition 1. Under my Prop 1, 40% of state tax revenues come back to your local community. That's over $9 million more for Framingham. More than $52 million for Lynn. More for New Bedford. More for Quincy. And $219 million extra in Boston. That's money that could be used to add police, firefighters, and to create more jobs. You and your neighbors know how to spend your hard-earned tax dollars better than Beacon Hill.
148.9 cubic feet of cargo space. Any questions? Jared? Does it do any tricks? Does that work for you? Are your hands clean? No. Here. Press number 1. Keep your finger on it. Okay. Whoa. Oh.
Sienna, because kids come first. Toyota, moving forward.
Robert lost control of his car on the Mass Pike.
I just sat down on the floor and started crying.
What actually killed him was meant to protect.
I never thought that they could actually end up going through the middle of the car.
They would just spear through a vehicle if you hit it.
And it's all over Massachusetts highways. Monday at 11 on CBS 4.
You're watching
watching CBS 4 News.
There's a new twist in the latest E. coli scare. The meat suspected of carrying the bacteria may not have needed to be recalled.
The owner of the Iowa meat company claims his tests show the ground beef does not have the same E. coli strain that killed 3 people from contaminated spinach. 5,200 pounds of the suspect meat was sent to 7 states, including Massachusetts, Georgia, Iowa, Nebraska, New York, Texas, and Wisconsin. The head of Jim's Market and Locker Incorporated says he recalled the ground beef only as a precaution after inspectors questioned his testing methods. So far, though, no illnesses have been reported. For a full list of the recalled products, you can log on to our website at cbs4boston.com and click on Food link. And the E. coli concerns don't end there. Less than a week after the FDA lifted its warning on spinach, a popular brand of lettuce is being recalled for possible contamination. A California-based company ordered the recall after learning the water used to irrigate the lettuce fields may have contained the bacteria. The recall covers lettuce products sold under the Foxy brand name, packaged as Greenleaf 24-count wax carton and Greenleaf 18-count, and sold between October 3rd through the 6th in 7 West Coast states.
Recovery crews are still searching for bodies in Brazil's Amazon jungle more than a week after a jetliner went down there. Nearly 120 bodies have been recovered, but dozens are still missing. The jetliner crashed after a mid-air collision with a smaller executive jet that was flying at the wrong altitude. That plane landed safely, though. Investigators, however, have detained the smaller plane's American pilots, saying they may have improperly turned off their plane's transponder, making it virtually invisible to air traffic controllers. Making news around the nation tonight in Oregon. A rubber duck race ended with the discovery of a body. Kayakers rounding up stray rubber ducks found that body in the Willamette River. Police say the man in his 20s had been in the water for less than a week. They're now trying to figure out how he died. The Great Rotary Duck Race is an annual event in Eugene, Oregon.
A quiet memorial service was held today in Texas for the son of Anna Nicole Smith. 20-year-old Daniel Smith died last month while visiting his mother at a hospital in the Bahamas after she gave birth to a baby daughter. A private autopsy found Smith died of an accidental combination of methadone and 2 antidepressants. A record opening for one of Hollywood's most celebrated directors.
They knew everything, all right? There was a leak from the inside. It's real, man. Smoke him out.
Yeah.
Martin Scorsese's mob drama, The Departed, was a hit this weekend, scoring $27 million and grabbing the #1 spot at the box office. The strong debut was Scorsese's best opening, practically tripling his previous high of $10.3 million for 1991's Cape Fear. The latest splatter flick, Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning, buzzed by the rest of the competition as well, earning just over $19 million for second place. And Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie are still managing to make headlines without even showing their faces. A security guard for the pair attacked a UK photographer outside a hotel in India. You can see him here grabbing the man by the throat and yelling at him. It's unclear if any charges will be filed. The couple is in India shooting scenes for a movie. But whether you spent your weekend leaf peeping or apple picking, you couldn't have asked for nicer weather.
Will the crisp, clear perfection hang on for all the holiday weekend? Melissa's forecast is next.
And squishing the fish, the Pats hold on for a hard-fought victory over Miami. Danny Roach has highlights next in sports.
Do you have a new or late model car that suffered body damage? Are you paying for it out of your pocket? Quick service, great prices, and guaranteed seamless repair. Go to Mako, America's Body Shop, and ask for their special Cosmolision service.
Question 1 will let Massachusetts consumers buy wine at grocery stores like consumers can in most other states. So liquor stores are running scare ads about drunk driving to try to defeat Question 1. But Mothers Against Drunk Driving said they see no correlation between wine and food stores and drunk driving. The Boston Herald called the liquor store's ads baseless propaganda, just a fear campaign to limit competition. Vote for fair competition and consumer choice. Vote yes on 1.
Barron's Major Brands is having a 3-day tent clearance sale in all 5 stores. Everything in the tent is 50% off. That's 50% off on top brand name washers, dryers, ranges, refrigerators, and more. Scratch indents, overstocks, floor models, and as-is appliances, all sold on a first-come, first-served basis. Plus, extra discounts, extra rebates, great financing offers, and 50% off under the tent, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday at Barron's Major Brands.
You can run around looking at house after house after house, or you can relax. JustListed.com emails you every home you want to see as soon as it's listed. JustListed.com, where your next home finds you.
From the tenements of Chicago to Harvard Law, from the U.S. Justice Department to the highest levels of business, his life has been the triumph of hope, hard work, and determination. Now Deval Patrick's leading the fight for change and reform, with specific ideas to reverse the loss of jobs, to boost our schools, make health reform real, and challenge the big dig culture on Beacon Hill.
You bet your life we can.
Deval Patrick for governor.
The fury of Mother Nature made an impressive showing in Papua New Guinea this weekend. That's where local residents were urged to evacuate when Mount Tavavur started spewing huge plumes of ash. Sharp blasts of air from the volcano also rattled homes and broke windows. Thankfully, no serious injuries, though, have been reported. For us, though, I'll tell you, it is the other extreme, cool and tranquil.
Around here, you couldn't have asked for a nicer fall holiday weekend. Perfect to go for a run or go out and watch somebody else run. Some of the world's best runners in the Boston Athletic Association's half marathon today. Now, the race was won by Kenyan Samuel Dereba, who finished second at last year's Boston Marathon. Ireland's Marie Davenport won the women's race. And the weather was absolutely perfect for a run. Melissa's here with a look at the forecast, but no running for us, Melissa.
No. We're going to just take it easy and enjoy the day, enjoy the rest of the weekend. And in fact, it's going to get even warmer for tomorrow, our Columbus Day. Wonderful for foliage viewing. A pleasant Tuesday. It's a return to seasonable temperatures, so cooler than tomorrow, but seasonable. And then unsettled weather is going to be moving into the picture Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So you definitely want to enjoy this nice weather while we have it, because you know it doesn't usually last all that long. So our temperature today, we hit 66 degrees in Boston. The average is 65. The record 88. The morning temperature was 45 degrees. And there were a lot of suburbs that were much colder than that. In fact, in Norwood, we were down around 29 degrees. So it was certainly cool out there, but not going to get as cool coming up tonight. Now, the temperatures over the coastal areas from Cape Ann through Boston and the South Coast are running in the 50s, but inland now we're in the low in the mid-60s, and just a little further off to the west, it gets even warmer, mid-60s to low 70s down towards Pittsburgh, and we're going to see a surge of warmer air moving in tomorrow. It stays mostly sunny. We're being dominated by high pressure, and that is clearly dictated by the absence of clouds over all of the Northeast. And actually, this area of high pressure is all the way down past the Ohio Valley. So it's going to keep us very tranquil and quiet. So tonight it will be clear. Not as chilly as last night, but still pretty cool for areas across southern New Hampshire, running in the upper 30s, around 38 degrees in Hudson. And we'll see upper 30s to lower 40s for a lot of the suburbs through Metro West, but closer to downtown Boston into the low 50s. And then lower 40s for the South Coast and Cape Cod. And again, the winds totally calm. It should be a very crystal clear night, and still that harvest moon quite bright to enjoy that. Mostly sunny tomorrow and trending warmer into the 70s now. 70 degrees Fairhaven and low, even mid 70s closer into Boston, Braintree, Natick and Framingham, Tingsboro, Concord. You're going to be up into the mid 70s easily. The southwest winds should be closer 5 to 10 miles an hour through the afternoon time frame, and then it looks like we will be tracking a cold front moving in later tomorrow night. So for now, high pressure that rules the roost, but we will be watching this cold front drop in. There's not a lot of moisture with it. You can even see that right now. There are clouds, maybe a few spot showers. It looks like as the front moves in to our neck of the woods, it's just going to be dropping our temperatures down on Tuesday. There's just not enough moisture to work with, so not a lot of rain from this particular front, but we will see changes with another storm system moving in by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So that's the change coming up later on in the week. So very nice Columbus Day, 75, 63 Tuesday, spot showers on Wednesday, and then it looks like it's going to get even wetter and stormier Thursday and Friday.
I was driving by a pumpkin farm near my house today, and it was like a madhouse. That's what everybody was doing today, looking for their pumpkin.
Did you stop and get one? I know you needed one. Not yet, huh?
I couldn't deal with the crowds.
Yeah. Okay.
You're going to wait till tomorrow.
Wait till tomorrow.
All right, Melissa, thanks.
Now, CBS 4 Sports.
Well, good evening, everyone. Certainly a big game for the New England Patriots today down at Gillette Stadium as the 3-1 Pats squared off against the 1-3 Miami Dolphins. So a win for the Pats would go a long way in the AFC East as it would put Nick Saban's Dolphins in a huge early season hole. And the Pats defense got things going early in the game. Rodney Brown gets hit by Rodney Harrison and Junior Seau, and Teddy Bruschi comes up with the loose ball and pick it up. The Pats would get a field goal out of it, one of 3 forced turnovers by the Patriots defense today. More D in the second quarter, 6-0 Pats. But Asante Samuel snags the Joey Harrington pass. He'll take it 26 yards to the Miami 10-yard line. Samuel made a great jump for the pick, and it would pay off immediately. Tom Brady finds Troy Brown over the middle for a touchdown. Brown with 5 catches, 58 yards in the day. Pats lead at 13-0. Now 29 career TDs for Brown. Dolphins cut it to 13-10 at the half. Early in the fourth quarter, Dolphins threatening again, but the Harrington pass deflected and it ends up in the hands of Samuel again, his second pick of the afternoon. Pats would capitalize again. The offense was anemic most of the day, but came through when it had to. Here, Brady to Heath Evans, his first career touchdown reception, put the Pats up 20-10. That would be the final. Brady, 2 scores, 140 yards. Pats now 4-1 heading into the bye after today's team effort.
Well, like you say, it's a team. When offense struggling, defense needs to step up. When defense struggling, offense needs to step up. But if we're both doing good, it's a perfect world. So
we're doing some playing some good situational football, and that's what's, I think, taken us, that and the defense playing as great as they've done. The last 5 games, it's really keeping us in the game.
And be sure to watch for much more in the Patriots' big win sports final coming up tonight. Roosevelt Colvin will stop by our studios, help us wrap up today's big win, and Bob Ryan will join us to play the Red Sox blame game. All that and much more tonight's sports final at 11:30. Meantime, number 2 pick Reggie Bush got his first career touchdown today against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bush got a nice hole on this punt, able to take it right side, down the right sideline, 65 yards to the house. He only ran for 23 yards on the ground, but this put the Saints ahead for good. They win it 24-21, and they are now 4-1. How about the Indy Colts trying to go to 5-0 at home against the lowly Titans? 18-point favorites coming in, but down 13-7 in the fourth until Peyton Manning hits Reggie Wayne from 2 yards out. Colts go up 14-13. They barely hold on to improve to 5-0. Well, how about this for a raw deal? The Boston College Eagles dropped out of the top 25 this weekend without even playing. That didn't help that Arkansas went from being unranked to 17th after their upset of now number 11 Auburn yesterday. The Eagles will take on ACC foe Virginia Tech Thursday night at Alumni Stadium. The Hokies are ranked 22nd, so the Eagles could get back into it with a victory. Now we go to some baseball, where the New York Daily News is reporting tonight the Yankees manager Joe Torre could soon be fired and replaced by Lou Piniella. Torre, whose Yankees have won 4 World Series titles under his 11-year reign, saw his Bronx Bombers get ousted from the playoffs yesterday by the Detroit Tigers in the ALDS. And if you think Joe Torre has had a bad week, how about this guy, Alex Rodriguez? He was dropped to the 8th spot yesterday, which had people calling him 8-Rod. He went 0 for 3 yesterday, and for the second year in a row, failed to drive in a run during the postseason. Rodriguez finished the playoffs hitting .071, went hitless in his last 12 at-bats, and while we're at it, he also had an error in the game. Question now is, will he, like Joe Torre, remain a member of the Yankees? And you won't see any errors tonight on Red Sox this week, we promise. I got a chance to sit down with David Ortiz and asked him about Manny Ramirez and more. He talked also about his record-breaking season, and Mark Loretto will give us some interesting thoughts on one Mr. Manny Ramirez as well. You can catch that tonight at 10 on TV 38, and again after Sports Final right here on CBS 4. So a big day for the New England Patriots. Big win in the AFC East against the Dolphins.
Yep, but down in New York, George Steinbrenner's going to pull the trigger on something.
Something big will happen.
Something big.
All
right,
count on that.
Thanks.
Okay. All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.
A young Florida state trooper heading home stops to help a stranded motorist. The driver, an escaped convict, kills the trooper with 5 shots. The killer is tried and convicted. Liberal Democratic Governor Bob Graham signs death sentence. Attorney Deval Patrick is hired by convicted killer. Gets sentence reduced. Now killer is eligible for parole. While lawyers have a right to defend admitted cop killers, do we really want one as our governor?
No matter where you are, no matter how fast you go, what's inside, we'll show everything. Every car, every driver, every ding and dent will be different with this.
Different.
Look. Wow. It's amazing. It's the mirrors.
HD TV powered by DLP. See how millions of tiny mirrors make the picture amazing. Save on Samsung HD TVs powered by DLP at Circuit City and CircuitCity.com.
Strange going on. Over 1,000 people insist they've seen something in Loch Ness. And yet when science is applied, like this expedition here, what's going on? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Do you see that? There. Oh my.
The only level 3 trauma center on the North Shore. The only level 3 pediatric trauma center in the state. You know, every day those things mean something to me as a paramedic. But I know one day those things could mean something completely different as a dad. The emergency department at Beverly Hospital is critical to all of us, and it will always be right here, every day. The day my son comes home, okay.
Can we trust one-party rule in Massachusetts? Deval Patrick has already promised higher taxes on families and small businesses. He's already promised special interests, more reckless state spending than we've seen in a long time. Deval Patrick has already proposed weakening high school graduation standards. Can we trust Deval Patrick and one-party rule behind closed doors?
Eat your heart out, Linus. We've got our own great pumpkin. It's not seen here, obviously.
No, at 1,500 plus pounds, this pumpkin was grown by Rhode Island farmer Ron Wallace. It was the largest ever on display at the Topsfield Fair. His prize gourd also took top honors at the annual Southern New England Championship. In fact, officials there say it is the largest ever, beating the world record set by a Pennsylvania pumpkin last year. Got to carve that sucker with a chainsaw.
I would not want to carve that, but think about all the seeds you'd get out of that. You could roast.
Seeds all day.
Now you're thinking.
All right, that does it for now. We thank you for watching. Hope to see you back here at 11.
60 Minutes is next.
CBS 4, winner of the Edward R. Murrow Award for Best Newscast in the Country.